Science Academy, the science provider of the nation.
Hi everyone. So we are going to continue the unit quantification of elements and compounds. So I think so you went through the questions. Some of them were done properly and some of them were wrong, and I will put the discussion in the next video. So here what we are going to study is today the next portion. We are continuing the portion. So we studied, just revise, we studied about the atomic mass and the atomic mass unit, and then the relative atomic mass, and finally relative molecular mass. Now I am going to introduce a term called Avogadro constant. Avogadro constant. So you should be confused what is Avogadro constant. So just say what is constant first. So simply a constant means a not changing value. A constant means it is a not changing value. This not changing value, we call it that value 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23. Please observe it properly. 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23. So here, this is a very large number. It is the most important thing you should know. It is a very large number because here I didn't put negative 23. It is just 23. Therefore, it is a very big number. 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 means 6022 and 20 zeros should be there. Continuously, there should be 20 zeros. It's a very large number. Okay. So, Avogadro constant. So, you might think, what is this 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23? What actually is? We studied about relative atomic masses and relative molecular masses. If you consider the relative atomic mass of carbon, carbon is an atom. What is the atomic mass of, relative atomic mass? It is 12. It is 12. If you take the relative atomic mass value gram of that specific element, it said that if you take 12, because carbon the relative atomic mass is 12. If you take 12 grams of carbon, you will be able to find 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 carbon atoms. I mean, it's going to be a very large value. You will be able to find 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23 carbon atoms. So, carbon 12. But if you come to oxygen, it is 16. So, you have to take 16 grams to get this much of 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 oxygen atoms. So, if you consider about sodium, the relative atomic mass is 23. It said that if you take 23 grams of sodium, it will result this much of sodium atoms. If you think of magnesium is 24. Right? Magnesium is 24, the relative atomic mass. If you take 24 grams of magnesium, in that 24 grams of magnesium, you will be able to find 6.022 10 to the power of 23 magnesium atoms. So, Avogadro constant can be defined as below. When a mass of any element equal to its relative atomic mass is taken in grams, it is seen that it contains the same number of atoms irrespective of the element. That specific number constant value is the Avogadro constant. Simply how? When a mass of any element, it can be sodium, it can be magnesium, it can be calcium, it can be lithium, it can be beryllium, any. any element equal to its relative atomic mass. So what is the relative atomic mass of sodium? 23 in grams. Equal to its relative atomic mass in grams. 23 grams. Magnesium means 24 grams. Calcium means 40 grams. Lithium means 7 grams. In 7. Beryllium means 9 grams. So how we are defining it in a very proper manner? How we are, when a mass of any element equal to its relative atomic mass is taken in grams, it is seen that it contains the same number of atoms irrespective to the element. That constant value we call it the Avogadro constant. So we symbolize this constant, Avogadro constant, as L. So Avogadro constant is a number, it is a value. That value is 6.0 into 10 to the power of 23. How we obtain this value? If you take the relative atomic mass in grams of an element, the number of elements, number of atom of that element in that specific mass will be this much. If you take sodium, 23 gram, sodium is 23, therefore if you take 23 gram, it contains this much. If you take carbon, the relative atomic mass is 12, if you take 12 gram, it contains this much. If you take oxygen is 16 gram, 16. So if you take 16 gram, it contains 6.0 to 10 to the power of 23 oxygen atoms. So this is the very confusing point where you are confused yourself. What I say, you should think, for example, if I ask you how many carbon atoms are there? Come on, understand the question. This is one of the most important questions. If I ask you how many carbon atoms are there in 12 grams of carbon, so you should think that carbon is actually, the relative atomic mass is 12. What is the mass we have taken? We have taken 12 grams. So if you take 12 grams, how many atoms will be? It will be 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 atoms will be. The same question I need to confuse you at. I am asking in this manner. How many sodium atoms will be in 11.5 gram of sodium? Or something wrong. What? Sodium, we know that the relative atomic mass of sodium is 23. How much it is? 23. Now the issue, these people have taken just 11.5 gram. The mass what they have obtained is 11.5 gram. So consider about it. If there is 23 gram, this much of sodium atoms will be. How many sodium atoms will be? There will be 6.0 to 10 to the power of 23 sodium atoms will be. But the scenario, but the case is not like that. They have taken the half of it. 11.5 is the half of 23. So they have taken half of 23 grams. If there is 23 grams, this much of atoms will be. If there is half of it, it will be the half of it. Very simple. If I say that 10 kilograms of apple consist 100 apples. Consists how much? 100 apples. The next I say how many apples will be in 5 kilogram? Definitely it is 50 apples. Such according to Avogadro constant, in sodium 23 gram there will be 6.02 to 10 to the power of 23. But they didn't ask you that question. They asked you how much it will be in 11.5 gram. How many atoms will be in 11.5 gram? Exactly the half. Therefore it will be the half, 6.02 to 10 to the power of 23 divided by 2. So the value will be, so here again you people are confused, 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 divided by 2. Come on, what is the value? What is the value you obtain? For those who come class Science Academy, I have taught this stuff. How divide this value? How? We can only these values. So here the answer will be 3.011 into 10 to the power of 23. Exact half. So when you come to a question, Avogadro constant, I talk only about atoms. That means how? If you take 23 grams of sodium, there will be 6.022. But if you consider about calcium, you should think about the relative atomic mass of calcium. It is 40. Therefore, what you should do? 40 gram. You have to take 40 gram. If you take 40 gram, there will be this much of calcium atoms. The same case. Now it is your time. It is your time. This is your time. How many calcium atoms will be in 20 grams of calcium? So people, come on students. Calcium, the relative atomic mass is 40. We all know that. But what they have done is, so therefore, if you take 40 grams of calcium, there will be 6.022 10 to the power of 23 calcium atoms. But unfortunately, the question says you they have taken 20 grams. 20 grams. So how many calcium will be? Is exactly the half. Therefore, it will be 3.011 into 10 to the power of 23 calcium atoms. Just go to the topic of unit what we studied. We are quantifying elements. We are quantifying compounds. What we have done, we have quantified elements. Now we know that how many calcium are there, how many calcium atoms are there in 20 grams of calcium. We know that. We have quantified it. Okay? We know that if I ask you to bring 6.02 10 to the power of 23 sodium, you won't be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, no need to count. You know that according to Avogadro's stuff and all, immediately know, right, if it is 6.02 10 to the power of 23, there should be grams of sodium according to its relative atomic mass. So relative atomic mass is 23, there should be 23 grams. This is where we are connecting the topic. Until now we studied the terms. Now we are connecting it. Okay? So, the same in Avogadro constant. I would like to say about another thing. What is the value? 6.022 10 to the power of 23. Right. So we all know that the compound called H2O. We call it the water. Water, the chemical formula is H2O. So in this case, there are one oxygen and two hydrogens. One oxygen and two hydrogens. So the relative atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, oxygen is 16. So just find me the relative molecular mass of water. What will be the relative molecular mass of water? 1 into 16 plus 2 into 1, that is 18. Now we are coming for the typical, one of the confusing part in this unit. Same case. If you take 18 grams of water, if you take 18 grams of water, there will be 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 water molecules. Water molecules like this. There will be what 6.0 to 10 to the power of 23 water molecules. H2O, H2O, H2O. There will be 6.0 to 10 to the power of 23. What the idea is? It's a bit confusing. Initially, what we studied? Come on. Initially, we studied. If you consider about calcium, the relative atomic mass is 40. Therefore, if you take 40 gram, there will be this much of atoms, you said. But here, what you are going to study is, now what I am going to say is, I am speaking about the compounds. The relative molecular mass of H2O is 18. If you take 18 gram of water, there will be 6.0 to 10 to the power of 23 water molecules. Same thing. But if you consider about calcium carbonate, calcium is 40, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. So calcium carbonate, 1 calcium, 1 carbon, 3 oxygens. Therefore 40 plus 1 into 12 plus 3 into 16. Right? So the answer will be 40 plus 12, 52 plus 48, 100. This is the relative molecular mass of calcium carbonate. If you take 100 grams of calcium carbonate, what is calcium carbonate? Limestone. We call it hunu, or in singular it is hunu. Also sunnamukal, hunugal. Okay, right. So calcium carbonate, if you take 100 grams of calcium carbonate, so students from Mathale, those area, when you dig your soil, you will look like you will be appeared to something a whitish soil, white color soil. They consist calcium carbonate. So 100 grams of calcium carbonate. Why I take 100 gram? The relative molecular mass of calcium carbonate is 100. The relative molecular mass of calcium carbonate is 100. Therefore, if you take this much of calcium carbonate, there will be 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 calcium carbonates. Calcium carbonate, there will be 6.02 10 to the power of 23. I think you are clear with this stuff what I am saying. Let's consider about something else, right? Sodium chloride. Okay, sodium chloride, what you see day by day? The salt, what we use, edible salt, sodium chloride. Right, now the same, what are the elements present? It consists sodium and chlorine. So, one sodium and one chlorine. So, if you consider about the molecular mass or relative molecular mass of sodium chloride, sodium is 23, chlorine is 35.5. So, here it will be 58.5. So, this is the relative molecular mass. If you take 58.5 grams of sodium chloride, if you take the salt what you have at home, if you measure it for 58.5 gram, there will be 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 grams. Sorry, 23 sodium chloride atoms. Sorry, compounds will be there. There will be sodium chloride, 6.0 10 to the power of 23. So here we are connecting it. What is the heading was quantification. Quantification means measuring, counting of elements. We said elements we found earlier. Now we are finding about the compounds. It will be very clear portion. Come on, let's try to understand what we initially studied in the beginning of unit. We studied about atomic mass. And then we studied about atomic mass unit, and then relative atomic mass, relative molecular mass. Okay, now we are coming to the quantifying portion. How we are quantifying it? If you take relative atomic mass in grams for an element, it consists 6.02 10 to the power of 23, that specific element. The same case, if you take the relative molecular mass in grams, that specific compound, there will be 6.0 10 to the power of 23 specific compound. Such, if you consider about sodium chloride, the relative molecular mass is 58.5. If you take 58.5 grams of sodium chloride, there will be 6.0 to 10 to the power of 23 sodium chloride ions, sodium chloride compounds. So, I am going for another example, Avogadro constant, where you get the question, I will put the past paper questions after once the unit is over, how the past paper questions are coming and all. So until now we studied about that how many molecules will be at. Now a bit confusing stuff. Let's try it. Okay. So if you consider about the molecule calcium carbonate. Okay. So the calcium is 40, carbon is 12, oxygen is 60. Calcium is 40, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. Right. So if you consider about the relative molecular mass, if you consider the relative molecular mass, here the value will be 40 plus carbon is 12 plus oxygen is 16 into 3, that is 48. 48 plus 12, 66 100. Come on guys. If you take 100 grams of calcium carbonate, if you take 100 grams of calcium carbonate, 100 grams of calcium carbonate, there will be, come on, this is the most important, right? 100 grams of calcium carbonate, there will be 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 calcium carbonate compounds. There will be calcium carbonate. Likewise, there will be 6.0 into 10 to the power. It's a large amount. If you take 100 grams of calcium carbonate, there will be 6.0. It will be a very trillion level amount. That much of calcium carbonate molecules will be. Is the point. Now, in the question, how they ask you? They will ask you, in 100 grams of calcium carbonate, how many calcium carbonate compounds will be? So you all know that how much it is, 6.02 10 to the power of 23. Okay, not an issue. But the next question they will ask you, how many oxygen atoms are present? Come on, what they ask? Initially they ask, how many calcium carbonate will be present? Not an issue, this much. But this time they are asking you, how many oxygens are present? Oxygen atoms are present in 100 grams of calcium carbonate. This is the place where you all confuse yourself. Very simple. Think like this. In one calcium carbonate, how many calciums are there? Very simply, okay, in one calcium carbonate, there are one calcium. There are how many calcium? There are one calcium. How many carbons are present? There is one carbon is there. The third one, how many oxygens is present? In one calcium carbon, there are 3 oxygens are there. 3 oxygens are present. It is in one. But here, we found that in 100 grams of calcium carbonate, there is this much of calcium carbonate. So if they ask you how many oxygens are present, if you consider one calcium carbonate, there are 3. So if you consider 10 calcium carbonate, it will be multiplied by 10 calcium, 10 carbon and 30 oxygen. Now multiply by 10. That is 10. Here they have asked you how many oxygens are present in 100 grams of calcium carbonate, we found that in 100 grams of calcium carbonate, there are this much of calcium carbonate compounds. Now it is our target to find how many oxygen. There what you should do is, in one calcium carbonate there are 3. So this much of calcium carbonate, 6.0 10 to the power of 23, the thrice amount will be. That is the most important point. So how are you going to say the answer will be? Come on, 18.066 into 10 to the power of 23. So it will be 1.8066 into 10 to the power of 24. If you are good in maths, you will answer this. Okay. So this is a type of question. Let's do another example. So this was a question in 2016 government model paper. Let's consider a case like this. Okay. Urea, CONH2 twice. We call it the urea. CONH2 twice. The carbon is 12, oxygen 16, nitrogen 14, hydrogen it is 1. So what they are asking is, there are 30 grams of urea. 30 grams of urea. First question, how many CONH2 twice are present? So we know that if it is CONH2 twice, immediately we will find the relative molecular mass. So how much the relative molecular mass will be? C12, oxygen 16. So nitrogen, how much it is? Nitrogen, there are 2 nitrogens. So 2 into 40, and there are 4 oxygens. Therefore 4 into 1. So if you take the sum, it will be 60. So in case if there are 60 gram of CONH2 twice, there is 60 gram CONH2 twice, there will be 6.022 in 10 to the power of 23 CONH2 twice compounds. Urea compound, this much will be if there is 60 gram. But they have given you the half of it. So 60 divided by 30 is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 divided by x. So the x is the value how many carbon urea are present in 30 grams of urea. So immediately you will find the answer 3.011 into 10 to the power of 23. So this is the answer what we obtained, that how many CONH2 twice are there. This is the answer what we obtained. How many CONH2 twice urea present in 30 grams. So it was 3.011 into 10 to the power of 23. Okay. Now, this is the first question. Okay, it's a very simple question. The second question was, how many in the same urea, same amount of urea, how many nitrogens are present? Come on, that is the most important. How many nitrogens are present? In one urea, if you consider one urea molecule, there are 2. There are NH2 twice, there are, if you consider one urea, there are 2 nitrogens present. So in this much of urea, the double of it will be present. So here the answer will be how much? Multiply by 2, so it will be 6.022 in 10 to the power of 23. Very simple. The next question they ask you, how many hydrogens are present there? So in one urea we know that in one urea CONH2 twice, in one urea there are 4 hydrogens. In 1 urea there are 4 hydrogen. So in 30 gram there are this much of urea. There are this much, this 3.0 and 10 to the power of 23 ureas are present. So in one urea there are 4 hydrogen. Therefore, in 3.0 and 10 to the power of 23, there will be the 4 time of it. So the answer should be 12.044 into 10 to the power of 23. That is how the answer used to be. Very simple. So this is the next level of Avogadro constant.
Science Academy, the science provider of the nation.